And hopefully by the end of the conversation, the end of the show tonight, you will have some reasons to favorite them. I would be remiss if I did not tell you that I had some fantastic news, everyone, before we jump into the heart of the conversations tonight. For those of you who don't know, I've been in a secret band project for the past, I don't know, year, and we just finalized the name today. This is huge news because we had a name and we had to abandon the name because it wasn't heavy enough. So, if you want to keep up to date and get the spoilers on the new music coming out, the name spoiler, all that kind of stuff, make sure you hit my name right up here at the top. Hit the follow. Go to my Instagram, hit the follow. That way you can get all the latest information on what's going on with the band news updates, including the brand new name that we have, which is super, super exciting. Culinary Plus, if you go ahead and request a box, you are first up on the docket. Now, what do we do on this show? Well, we bring on people from the community, off the community, off the community. No, we won't off you from the community. No, they're not in the community. Maybe they're an Instagram influencer, or they're from Twitch, or they have a YouTube channel. Maybe it's my mom or my grandma. They've been on the show before. We bring them on, we talk about their lives both on and off the platform, find out interesting stories, and get the inside scoop on what they're up to and doing. Now, during these conversations, they can get intense. Sometimes they get pretty personal, like when they say things that are absolutely controversial, that they prefer Pepsi over Coke. We'll kindly ask them to leave, but not before giving them the favorite because at least they showed up. So during these conversations, you may notice that I'm not acknowledging the comments, that I am not paying attention to the comments or the gifts that roll through. And that's out of respect to these conversations that we're having. So at this time, everyone, please give a very warm welcome to our first guest this evening. He's been the top gifter of most of the streams recently. We're going to find out why and what he's up to. Culinary Plus, welcome to the show.
Yo, what's up, everybody? What's up, Chris? Thank you for having me on your show.
Thank you for being here. Is my microphone super loud?
No, it's fine.
Okay, good. I'm testing out a new volume control, so we're seeing. Okay, I think the tie. We're twinsies. This is
Oh,
twinsy.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if I was gonna wear the tie or not.
I don't know. I thought maybe you'd come with a chef hat or something like that.
Oh, that would have been a good idea.
Do you have one of those? Do you own a chef hat?
I do, but it's in storage.
It's in stores. Well,
Yeah.
maybe you have to dust it off. Let's find out a little bit of why. So, just hot off the grill. The first thing we need to address is that you're not just some cook. You were top of the class in your culinary school. Is that correct?
Yep, that is correct.
Now, food is subjective. How does someone become top of their cooking class?
You know,
What does it take to qualify?
it was more of a competition for me, honestly. I remember going to school and I saw my name on the board for like honor roll, right? And I was like, wow, that's amazing. I never thought I'd be like right there, right? And then right
Yeah.
next to me was this girl in my class, and she was always like snooty to me, right? But I just competed with her the whole time just to be better, like at everything that we did, you know? So it was more of like being competitive and everything, but I think also my artistic value of like plating food came out like more than everybody
Sure.
else's. So
So, what type of cooking were you doing? Were you like making the pancake cakes, a hot pocket, tiramisu? What type of culinary skills are in your arsenal?
so that was mostly like when I went to school, I kind of learned everything. I went to school in Houston, Texas. So, you know, that's like the best food I've ever had anywhere in the country so far is in Houston. But I grew up very Cuban, so I make a lot of Cuban food for sure. Spanish
Oh,
food, Cuban food. I like to change recipes up. Like my favorite thing to do is go into a kitchen, find random things, and make something delicious
so like chopped. You play chopped for fun at home
at my friends' houses.
at your friend's house. They got some Arm& and Hammer, a half a stick of Rite Aid deodorant, and some cheese, and you're like, "We're in there. We got this." What
Yeah.
is what what is the least palatable ingredient that you feel like you can make good? Do you think you can make like anchovies or olives? Olives, there's no hope for olives.
Oh,
But have you ever
definitely.
done anything great like that?
Yeah, I mean, anchovies is the base to a great Caesar salad, so I mean, that's an easy one. But man, I guess liver, that's a hard one to make good. I feel like, and my mom used to cook it for me when I
Yeah.
was younger, and I was always halfway in between it. But now I make it, dare say, way better than my mother.
You
But
got a good liver.
yeah,
I
she,
don't. My 20s were not kind to me. I'm 30 now. We're a different boy. Okay. By the way, everyone, this is Culinary Plus. Make sure you're hitting the favorite button on them. We're just getting our conversation started. Cooking was not your first love, though. In fact, you had an interesting occupation way before you got into cooking. You were working at a relatively a famous amusement park.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I've been kind of in the spotlight of talking to people for a long time. My first job is not a typical, teenage first job. Like a I was very lucky to get this opportunity. I worked at Busch Gardens as a tour guide. So I was just taking people on rides, talking to them, it was a very good job. I loved it.
Busch Gardens is like a hybrid between roller coasters and Jaguars. What a
Yeah.
combination. What were you giving people tours of the rides? Were you on the rides themselves? Were you doing
So
the
yeah, it
animal
was the
exhibits?
rides, and I would go on the rides with them sometimes if they wanted me to. But it was also sometimes I would do the safari tour, and I would wear a whole get up, a safari like hat and everything, and
Wow. So we have our friend Cowboy Jay. Maybe you can be Safari Culinary. That
yeah,
would be pretty
yeah,
cool.
that'd be great.
Yeah, yeah. What was there ever anything dangerous at Busch Gardens? Of all the of I'm gonna be honest, of all the theme parks between Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, Busch Garden rubs me of the one like that's the one that the animal breaks out.
Yeah,
Was there anything like that you ever felt like could be at risk?
the animals were pretty safe, but honestly, some of the roller coasters were like I've been stuck in the air on one of the roller coasters more than once. Yeah.
Is it still there today?
Yeah, yeah, they're still there, yeah.
Do you want to spill the tea on what roller coaster people should not be getting on?
Well, the one that I got stuck on was called the Mamba, and it was, yeah.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a snake, and
I
snakes are scary, and so are roller coasters. That's a double whammy.
You should ride it. I mean, I like thrills, so
I have no interest in riding any Mamba, but the deal here is I've never been on a roller coaster, so that's also a second pass, Mr. Culinary. Other things that you like to pass on are commitment, and by that I mean living in a particular place very long. You haven't lived anywhere more than 3 years. Is that also true?
yeah, I've been moving ever since I was a little kid, and at first I thought that for sure I wouldn't have any friends. I was always, like, sad when I moved, like, during middle school and stuff. I was like, "Oh, I'm losing my friends," you know? But then I grew up and I was like, "I have so many friends. I've been so many places." And I'm just a traveler. I love to see new things, meet new people. I have met a few streamers off of here now. I kind of make it my thing to go out the way and meet streamers. And yeah, it's a good time.
So you've lived
Mom moved a lot. My brother was in the military. I lived with him a few times. Um, it was just things in my family. I lived with my grandma in Florida.
and even as an adult though, you found that you just want to keep things moving?
Yeah, I'm always going to like different opportunities and different jobs, and I'm like, I love trying new things. But yeah, I'm constantly moving. And if I can make it like where I go somewhere else for my job, I always do that.
Wow. Well, yeah, 2 for 1. Occupation and personal both going the distance, going different places. That's very cool. Have you ever lived outside of the States?
I've never been outside the United States.
If you could live outside of the United States, where would you pick to live?
I mean, probably like Bora Bora, somewhere way out
Oh,
there.
to take Busch Gardens with
Paradise.
them. Why Bora Bora?
It's way out there. It's paradise, away from everything. You could just, relax, stream as much as you want to. I'm pretty sure the internet's good.
If you're just now joining, welcome to Suit It Up. This is our first guest, Culinary Plus. We still got a lot of conversations left. In the comments, let us know. Could you find Bora Bora on a map? I certainly couldn't. I had the public education system. But you can't culinary. So where has been then? Bora Bora's on the list, but where has been the most interesting place that you've lived?
Oh, Houston, Texas, for sure. It was like so many different people and so much good food, and there's just so much things to do. You would never run out. And I lived there during COVID for most of the time, and you'd be surprised. It just stopped. It never stopped. They were always building stuff, always going. That city never stopped at all.
Houston, Texas is up and coming. I hear a lot of Texas, Austin, those up and coming cities are places a lot of people are moving to. So it's interesting that you've been there, said it was the best. It's a good testimony. So that's a lot of your personal life. We've learned quite a bit about who you are off of the platform, but I know you best as the person who tries to gift snipe when I read my thank yous. Uh, so thank you for all your generosity over the past few weeks. But on a real note, how'd you get started? Which platform are you on?
So I started on Plenty of Fish, and I was actually on here to meet girls, or a girl. And I did meet a girl at first, and I really liked her. And as it happens, people were on here streaming. She just kind of disappeared one day, and it just happens sometimes. This is just like not like real for people, but
We
that's
gotta
why
pump
I
the
changed
brakes.
it, and I try to
Oh,
meet people.
Culinary, we gotta pump the brakes there. Hold on. That's a whole segment we could talk about. And I
Oh,
won't dig into any hurtful details out of respects. But how long had you been talking to this person?
so I was probably streaming with her for like 5 to 6 months. I was her top gifter, like we talked all the time, but I guess I never really caught on to it because we didn't really talk a lot off the app. And then yeah, she just kind of disappeared one day.
Were you Facebook official?
Instagram official.
You were Instagram official? Like in the bio, Bay is
Yeah,
heart at so and so?
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Uh, but and so 5, 6 months you were doing this. Did you ever meet in person?
No, never.
Wow. I'm
But I
sorry.
had hopes then. I was new to the app.
Okay. But you would do tandem streams. You do verse battles and guest box and the whole 9.
Hmm. Yeah,
Okay. And they just disappeared?
yeah.
They're off the planet?
But that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago.
We gotta we gotta get a search party. You were just like, well, chalk that L up. It's like, no, this person's in a ravine somewhere. We gotta help them. Throw them a line and some animal crackers. They're hungry.
I'm sure they're
What
fine.
what if they're stuck? Well, we'll wish them the best. They missed out on culinary's liver. It's very good self-testimony. But now you're out in the prowl again. You're in the live stream streets. You're making a name for yourself. How, if you had to summarize how people should, uh, or I shouldn't say how, what people should expect when they see in your stream, what would you describe that as?
My stream is like it's somewhere where you could feel safe to come to, and like everyone's chill and everyone's going to be nice to you and you're not going to be taken advantage of. If you want to come meet and network with people, like it's definitely my stream to come to. We're always hanging out, talking about all kinds of different stuff. I have some really avid followers that I stream with all the time. Uh, and yeah, we try to make it a fun time for everything. Sometimes I do little acting things, where I'll have like a horror like movie scene and it's like scary in the background and there's like ghosts and stuff. It's really fun.
I see them now. They're in the little window thing up there.
Yeah, I mean, I've
They're
people have
very, very spoopy. I'm into it. Okay. Um, we'll hit the favorite button on culinary. We're almost about done here, but before we wrap up, this is your time to talk about auctions, things you want to promote, anything that maybe you are an avid baseball fan and you're surprised I didn't bring that up. Anything you want to throw at me?
So I've been on this app for about I don't know, about 2 years now, and I've never done any auctions or battles or anything like that. But I actually am in my first auction coming up, hosted by Shaquille Oatmeal.
Wow.
Yep.
Shaquille Oatmeal, one of my favorite puns on the app.
Yeah, she's one of my favorite people on the app for sure. I wouldn't have kept streaming if it wasn't for Oatmeal for sure. She's kept me on the app many times.
Did you ever have the dinosaur oatmeal where when you microwaved it, the little eggs would melt around it?
Oh, 100% yes.
Let's talk about the real world problems. Where do we get those again? Because that's what I'm talking about. Could you make those? You're a chef.
I could definitely make something like that, but I would definitely make them taste better because
Oh
the
my
eggs always
gosh.
tasted a little weird.
This is what this episode's really about, everyone. You just got it was a clever ruse. You thought we were doing some interviews. No. This is just the petition to get Dino Egg oatmeal back on the shelves. Well, we'll have to get you back on the show when that happens. Culinary Plus. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you hit the favorite button on him. He is an up and coming star. He is a green VIP, so you know to slide in those DMs when you have an auction. Don't hate me. Ladies and gentlemen, his name's Culinary Plus. Hit the plus sign on his follows. Cheers.
Thank you guys.
Cheers. That's Culinary Plus, everyone. He's been our first guest this evening on Suited Up. Um, there he goes. I was like, I can only do the exit thing so many times. My name's Chris Casper. Thank you so much for being here. This is a show we do every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you come to the comments to try and get favorites from other people. In the meantime, while we're trading favorites and talking to one another, let's give a quick shout out to you. And by you, I mean the gifters so far this evening. Our top 10 gifters so far in this show have been Violet, Arc, Razor Ice. That sounds like a new beer flavor. We've got Cat Boom. We've got Cowboy Boy Man J. We've got Rican. Namaste Hi. Moody Andrew. I could help you out, Andrew. We all get in the mood sometimes. We got in our top 3 so far gifters this evening, Masterpiece 808. In the number 2 spot, Pachanga's Low. And I can't tell you is that name. That's not featured appropriate. And in the number 1 spot this evening, we have Green VIP Krabby, current owner and founder of the Krusty Krab. Thank you so much, Krabby, for all your generosity. If you have any interest in being on this show, by the way, make sure you hit the follow button up at the top. I did tease that our band finally landed on a name today. So if you want to stay up to date with all of the news on our upcoming music, our band name reveal, and more, make sure you hit the favorite at the top and the follow for the Instagram, because to be honest, we don't post the music stuff here. There you go. On that note, can we get Rican to request the box? Normally I'll do that part first and then I'd do the plug. So let me plug something else while we wait for Rican. I'm currently doing a step challenge. In fact, Tamra, who's in the comments, I saw her, and so is my mom. They both are beating me almost every single day. If you think you can outstep me, please send me a message on Instagram. I will send you an invite to my virtual walking group. From there, you can show me what it is to be a fit guy or gal. Ladies and gentlemen, our second guest this evening, he said, "Hey, dude, please put me on the show," a lot of times, and we needed some guests. So here he is, everybody. My voice cracked. The one, the only Rican and his hair. Welcome to the show, dude.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, I am pleased to have you here, and so is everybody else. So we've got a lot of things to talk about. Just out of the gate, I just want to level with you and say thank you for being my people. And by that, I mean a Yu-Gi-Oh player. Yes. Okay. I was like, don't you act like you don't, sir. I have it in the notes.
The vibes. Hey, we just did a tournament on Sunday. I was just at a tournament Sunday, placed 5th place out of 100 people. So, yeah.
Wow. So, being one of the peoples with the heart of the cards, how long have you been playing?
I've been playing since I was about 10 years old.
10 years old? Okay. And for the people who don't know what a Yu-Gi-Oh is, what would you describe Yu-Gi-Oh as?
It's a popular anime franchise. Actually, the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh actually just passed away. Rest in peace,
Kazuki. Kazuki.
Yeah,
yes.
Kazuki Takahashi. It's a show, and also it is a physical card game that you can play. There's also video games as well. I kind of grew up playing it, and it just became, something that I love to do. Something that I can always.
I mean, evidently, getting 5th in a tournament of over 100 people is fantastic. the meta game has just changed so much. I'm going to make this conversation really nerdy right now.
I'm an
Back when I
Elvis
played, we had Raigeki, Mirror Force, that kind of stuff. These days, you've got XYZ, Giga Chad, Polyevolutions. Do you feel
Yep.
like the game has changed too much, or are you happy with the state of play?
Well, I mean, it's really diverse, and it's very, like, right now the meta is kind of about to change very hard to a very tier 0 format with the next set that's coming out. And I don't know, it's something that I'm looking forward to. I'm probably gonna build that tier 0 deck that's coming out. So hopefully, it turns out the way it
While
was.
he's frozen, what he meant by tears. Oh, he's back.
Am I good now?
Rican has no shame in the game. He says, "Net deck, I'm here to win, everybody." So we'll move off of Yu-Gi-Oh, but out of the originals, you got your Blue Eyes White Dragon, Dark Magician Girl, Summon Skull, Red Eyes Black Dragon. Do you have a favorite?
Out of the originals, Solemn Judgment or Imperial Order?
Oh, Imperial Order. No magic cards. Spell cards can be played, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Wolf. You in the audience. Leave one. I feel like you just tested my nerd knowledge over here. All right. But we'll get off the Yu-Gi-Oh. Hit the favorite on Rican while we're talking, everybody. An interesting thing about you is you are a well-educated, gentle guy here. Double major in both psychology and history. What landed you on those types of majors?
So I always wanted to be a history teacher. I love history. That's my favorite subject. And then psychology, I just, I love mental health awareness. I like to help people when they're in need. And if they're, down in the dumps, I like to be there for people. I'm just like, an outlet. I love to be an outlet, someone that somebody can talk to when they're down.
Yeah. I found in school that sociology ended up tapping a lot more into that. I originally was a psychology major myself. And I was like, well, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do with this. So do you feel like your double major helped you after school? Do you feel like it helped you to get a type of no, he's already shaking his head. No. Well,
no.
Lay it on us.
Lay it on us. Of course. A lot of people on here actually know me because, I'm always in their streams. I'm always like, trying to cheer people up, saying something really funny, whether it be, a pun like you do, it doesn't matter what it is. I'm just there, to make someone smile. And that's my goal. My goal is to change as many lives and make as many people happy as I can.
Okay, that's a nice little life mantra. If you agree with that and you feel like Mr. Rican here is living the right way, maybe you should hit that favorite button. That seems like a good philosophy to me. Now, I really want to dive into this topic. I was blowing through the Yu-Gi-Oh! And the school stuff, and we can talk about school again in a second. But I really have just got to dig into this one. You are a self-proclaimed vape enthusiast. What is a vape enthusiast?
So I work at a smoke shop, and everybody knows me from, selling vapes. I'm always in stream talking about vapes if I'm at work, streaming. So everybody's like, yo, can you send me a vape or something? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody lives apart from each other. And it's like, I'm always over here with like the best ones. Like, for example, this is the Escobar. So
I don't even know if we can show that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. The judges tell me whatever, man. It's cool. The kids are doing it these days.
My bad.
So Rican, let's get a hot take here. Juuls were recently outlawed. They were, I know in Michigan where I'm from, they were banned. I don't know if that was nationwide. Was that a nationwide thing?
Yeah, so the reason they banned Juuls is because, like, for example, like the regular disposable, you can't really get out of the smoke shop, or you can't get at a gas station. You can get Juuls at a gas station. So, like, say, for example, like a younger person comes up and asks you, hey, can you buy me a vape? The first thing the person, if they go through with it, which is illegal, they will go through and buy them a Juul. So, like, that's why they stopped. They got rid of the flavors. They got rid of everything. And now they're finally getting rid of it, which I'm happy about, because that way I won't have, younger people trying to come into my store, because I ID everybody that comes in my store.
Yeah. Okay, well, that makes a little sense. By the way, chat, if you've ever played Bejeweled, hit a 1 in the chat, because we got to relate somehow. I don't know how popular the vape thing is. But so here's the thing. I happen to be a big H3 fan, and there was this really big trend in 2014. It was the vape niche, y'all. Now, is that kind of like the segment and sector you're in? Is this whole blowing big clouds and the biggest dragon nostril attack? I don't
Yeah.
know the
So a lot of
terminology. Is that
people,
what you're into?
yeah. So a lot of people come to my store asking like for mods and stuff. Like, I want to have big clouds. Like, bro, are you coming here to be an addict, or are you coming here to be cool? Like,
Sure.
like,
We
but
need we need to do a poll after this on the good old IG. I feel like now, Reek, and I'm not trying to at you too hard. Do you know the guys and gals who, when they're downtown, they rev their motorcycle engine real loud? They're like "Brum, brum, brum," that. I feel like really big vape clouds are the equivalent of that. I'm not
very,
sure if that's a fair comparison, but I feel like they're
completely
very
correct.
close.
You're completely correct. That's exactly how it is, bro. That's exactly how it is, like to a
Yeah,
T.
I was trying. So you're a tasteful vapor then. You do small clouds and you do it for the flavor. A nice vintage.
Yes, yes, yes.
Perfect. All right. Are there okay, this is one last question. One last question. What's the go-to flavor, Rican? If you're we're not endorsing this, by the way. I do not promote any nicotine products, but from someone who is the cloud curator extraordinaire, what is the flavor preference?
I would say Kiwi Dragonberry in the Escobar, top of the line, best one. Kiwi Dragonberry or Pacific Cooler.
I've had a Capri Sun before, and I'm pretty sure those are Capri Sun flavors.
Yeah, I mean you can consider them that.
All right.
Smokable Capri Sun.
Well, when in doubt, have a Capri Sun, and
Exactly.
and don't have Rican lose his job because he needs to stay employed. So, in moderation. All right, Rican, we've done enough blazing on you. Oh wait, you don't light a vape, do you? It's electron. Look, we're trying. I'm trying to relate to the kids. All right, but we've learned enough of your personal life. Let's talk a little bit about your app life because a lot of people know you from this platform. You're a Plenty of Fish streamer who originally downloaded for dating.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
actually came on here, to be honest, I actually came on here looking for a girlfriend, right? I thought it was gonna be one of those like scam dating apps and stuff, and then I was like, what is this? Click the circles, and I'm like, this isn't dating. This is people talking about regular stuff, you know? And then it kind of just stuck. I became addicted every night tuning in. I met my best friend of all time, like the person that I love the most. I met her on this app. So
And who is that? Who is your best friend?
Shaquille Oatmeal.
That's just you're the second person in a row to bring her up. What is so special besides the tasteful name? Obviously, we got to give it up for the name pun. But what is so special about the Shaquille Oatmeal?
So she's a very caring and giving person. She gives out her energy to everyone, and she doesn't really judge. She doesn't, you know, pick or choose. Anybody's welcome in her stream. And you know, I don't know, something clicked with me and her. Like there was one night I showed up in her stream randomly. This was the first night I met her, and we sat in her stream and sniped somebody for hours before I even knew what a snipe or gift was. It was basically like kind of like a little sleepover. So it was
Wow.
pretty.
Well, look at that, everyone. You can download an app and make a best friend. And that's really cool, man. I'm really happy that you have that type of person that you found on this platform. Um, you said you downloaded it for dating though. So is that something that you're still interested in? You're looking to do that type of thing?
If it happens, it happens. Um,
Okay. Well, you've made a pretty good case. You're like, I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh playing, vape doing, psychology, well-educated lad. There's a very specific person out there for you. I have a strong feeling. What do you look for in a partner? Because if it happens, it happens. But you got to kind of have some expectations or at least standards for yourself, right? So what are some of those things that you look for?
Honestly, if the vibe's right, it fits. Honestly, if there's energy there, you can honestly tell. For me, I can tell when, I meet someone and I, feel them. And it's not something easy. It's not easy to find a girlfriend ever. It's not easy to find someone that's soulmate. It takes time, it takes energy, it takes, all that stuff. And like I said, I don't really pick and choose.
Sure. And until then, you're doing what you're doing, man. And I respect that. And I think we all do. So, by the way, everyone, this is Rican. You're watching Suited Up. It's a show we do every Wednesday where we bring on up and comers, people within the platforms, both on and off, though, and they share interesting stories, hobbies, and self personal interests. And we got Rican giving us all the details. You are also a VIP. Are you pretty competitive? I feel like this VIP thing is attached to a lot of competitive people.
Oh, very, 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 very. Like sometimes I'll get upset when I just like I don't have it, man. I just want to, come through. And if I see someone losing, or I see someone easily snipeable, I will come through and I will snipe them hard. I honestly like when I swipe, my full intention is to take, the snipe. That's my thing. I'm a sniper.
Wow, that's incredible. I feel badly when I see someone lose. I don't ever want to be responsible for that. So that's cool, man. That you that you got that in you. I'm gonna shift gears here now. I'm gonna give you the floor. Same question I always ask to wrap things up. Is there anything that you're passionate about? Anything that you want to promote? Go over. Maybe you're surprised I didn't bring up that you grow lily pads. I don't know. Let us know right now. What do you got? What do you got?
Don't talk about the lily pads. No, I'm just kidding.
Lily pads, man.
No, I just want people to know that I'm a support system. I'm someone who cares, someone they can talk to, someone that is always open, free. My Snap and Instagram are in my link to my account. If you ever need someone to talk to, my door is open. I love to help with mental health. I love people. I'm a social butterfly. And my streams are pretty chill. I mean, I'll throw some music on. We'll dance. We'll get lit. We'll have a good time.
I gotta pause you. Hold on, Rican. You dance?
I mean, I dance every once in a while.
Oh no! Come on! You just led with you go on my stream. You don't see me
Yeah,
bust a move.
see. Depends on the song. If it's a good song, if I'm enjoying myself, that's what it is.
All right, the heat's on. We're at the club. You've had an adult beverage, and the DJ hits that play button. When he hits it, what song's getting you on the floor?
That's a tough one. I would say probably anything that has to do with Sikik.
With what?
Sikik. He's a DJ. He kind of mixes music together.
Oh, I thought you named like an entire genre. Okay, so with Sikik.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
All right.
or City Girls. If you put on City Girls, it's over with.
I'm not gonna say that I wouldn't because I would, but I also wouldn't say that I would, even though I would. If you're city, what's your favorite City Girls song?
I don't know if I can say the word on here.
Act up, you can get snatched up.
Yep, there you go. There you go. Yep. There you go. That's the word. That's the one.
Yeah. I don't know how many of you know Top Badge, Sammy, Sunflower, and Cast Me Outside or Bailey. But when that dropped, I was with them. And they didn't play anything the entire trip but those songs. So I can't actually get into that song anymore just because I've heard it too many times. But Rican, it's been a pleasure. Any last parting words that you have for us before you go?
Rican for top badge eventually. Number 1. Number 2, shout out to the queen, Shaquille Oatmeal. And
Man,
and watch the snipe.
watch the snipe. All right. Well, you heard it here, everyone. Rican for top badge. That's what it says in my DMs too. Thank you so much for being here, man. I really do appreciate it.
Of course. Have a good one.
Ladies and gentlemen, our second guest this evening, the one, the only Mr. Rican. He said, I keep my Snapchat in my IG and my bio. You got to be careful doing that because you will get nonstop messages about where's my top badge and my cash out. And I just got banned. And why did I get banned? At least that's what happens to me. Maybe your inbox looks different. But is that what you get too? Welcome to Suit It Up. This is a show we have every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is where you can catch people from both on and off of the platform who have interesting stories to share. So far this evening, we've already heard from Culinary Plus, Rican. We also have longtime friend Hoops making his return victory lap over to the show. We're going to find out what's been going on with him in the past 2 years since we last talked with him. If you have some interest in keeping up with all the details and things that are going on in the live community, as well as in my personal life, you can hit the follow button up there on the good old Instagram. That's where I post information about the upcoming music that our band will be releasing. Fun fact, today we officially landed on a name. That's after a year worth of going back and forth and throwing out one other name. So I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what you think the type of music that we'll produce will be. Let us know if you think it's going to suck. I wouldn't be too confident in the music that I write, but who knows? Maybe it's okay. In the meantime, though, Hoops, if you'll please request the box so that we know that you're ready, we've got to give a quick shout out to our top 10 gifters so far this evening. Coming in that 10th spot, we've got Sunshine. 9th place, we've got Late Night Snack. Rican in the 8th spot. In 7th place, Namaste High. 6th place, Alex Z. Tiff Tiff. We've got Moody Andrew in that 5 spot. 4th place, Pachanga's Low. Top 3 gifters so far this evening. We've got an auction on the 22nd. That's in 2 days with Masterpiece 808. In the 2nd spot, we've got Top Badge Just Jay with the cowboy hat. You didn't think I was going to let that slip. And then in the 1st place spot, it's now Masterpiece 808. Thank you for stealing that, Masterpiece. If you have any interest in being on the show, please let me know. Hit me up on Instagram. Big special shout out to Skylight and Ari, who help with doing all the bookings each and every week. You can message them too. They will help get things situated. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our third guest this evening. He's a longtime streamer, but I dare to say he's been a longtime friend. I'm so excited to have him back here with all of you.
Thank you so much for having me, Chris. How are you?
Hoops,
What's up?
I'm getting excited, man. You're back, dude. It's so good to see you.
This is yeah, I remember the last time I was on here. I don't think I had my badge. I don't think.
Is the bottom of your phone covered?
No, you can't hear me?
That's just a little muffly.
All right, hold on.
But
we can get over on my phone. All right. Am I good?
We can deal with it. It's totally good.
All right.
All right. So, Hoops, you are a person of many names and accolades within the community. I think the first one that always comes to mind for me is you're the host of Search for the Star, which is every Tuesday. Let's just get this one out of the way. Tell us about Search for the Star. How's it been going?
A show that I started back when I had about 100K on here. It's a singing and rapping based audition show where we get people from across the platform to come into my stream. They get in the box, they sing, they rap, and then we have musically inclined judges who go ahead and critique them based on their performances. We have different themes every single week that correlate with the show, and then we have eliminations until obviously we have that final 3 or final 4, and we deliberate and we determine a winner. So it's a lot of fun, and I've definitely got a chance to see a lot of cool musicians and heard a lot of really weird auditions as well, but
you've had your share of William Hungs
for sure.
That's the guy who did the shebang on American Idol, for those of you who are old enough to remember. But Hoops, you've done this for the Search for the Star. It had a different name, so let's include that. Since you had like 100, you say 100K diamonds?
Yeah.
In total, I mean, what has been
weapon?
What has been the secret to keep a show going that long?
I think just my love for it, and just the fact that I just love seeing the musicians go from shy to like breaking out of their shell and just becoming confident to just want to perform on the stage, and they just like excel and they go beyond the platform, or they are going and maybe gigging out at like an open mic or something like that. So it's definitely a really dope thing that I've done on here, and I know that I've impacted a lot of people as well, so it's been dope.
I mean, there have been some stars made on the show. I don't want to put you under too much pressure, but are there any names that you think people would recognize from the community who had some of their early streaming career on your show?
Well, Aaron Kirby was one of my winners. He was a
Stretch.
former top badge on here. We had Kalijah Wayne was my first winner ever on the show. He's gone off and done great things in music, and um, there's just so many. I don't have a season that I could say like sticks out one from the other, but I'll tell you what, like, wow, it's just crazy to see how they've all grown. And I'm like that proud dad, that like
Yeah.
looks at all them and like, oh my god, like you're doing it. So like it's dope.
And you got to hit us for the one time with the hoops
Oh,
announcer.
you want me to do the
Hey,
search for the
but
stuff?
before you do it,
Okay.
everyone, welcome to Suited Up. We're about to get hit with Hoops' iconic announcer man voice. But before you do it, make sure you hit the favorite button on him. You can catch the show every Wednesday at 9 p.m. This is our third and final
Every
guest. Don't go
Tuesday
anywhere.
at 10 p.m. Every Tuesday at 10 p.m. He said Wednesday. I'd
That's
be.
no that that's this show.
Oh, I thought you said okay.
I
No,
was doing my show plug. I was doing my show plug, Hoops.
I got it.
All right, go for it. Do your show plug.
Search for the Star is done every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So if I start to talk like this, then I can start to do the Hoops announcer voice. That's my favorite, dude. I think it's a fun
Yeah.
one.
Well, honestly, my background is in communications and, play-by-play radio and sports as well. So I don't know. I just kind of my show idea kind of just manifested from that realm of, occupation, and I just wanted to bring that on the app. Really.
Yeah. And you've done an excellent job of it. Literally years of that content. You even, dare I say, gave us some singing. And I said the dare I say part because I don't know that was a talent that you had expressed before. I've
Yeah,
seen you do it.
I
Was
would
that
say
inspired
that
by the show?
I would honestly say that I really got into music when I started the show, and I really just kind of started to tinker around with different genres and things that I really thought, I could do, and maybe even go outside of my own comfort zone and just like sing whatever. Because you know what, everybody has their own style, and I just love to just portray like a message with music. So
Yeah.
all of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And it's been a great run. So if you want to see that content again, make sure you hit the favorite button on Hoops. It's every Tuesday. So another thing that now this
Thank you.
would typically not be something that I'd make a large conversation out of. However, I know that is something that you do like to bring awareness to because of your position in the community and the way that it helps empower others, which is
Yeah.
that you're handy capable. You're a handy capable athlete at that. So now that you've had years under your belt of doing this as a top streamer, one of the things that you expressed, I remember when you first got that badge, was that you felt like it was going to be an opportunity to help inspire and influence others. Do you feel like that dream has been fulfilled, that you're still working on that? Where are
Yeah,
you at
I
with
feel like I absolutely have, and it's such an amazing thing to see how this platform has just gone out of their way to recognize the people that maybe don't have a voice. And I think because I'm in the position I'm in, I feel like it's my job to take them under my wing and push them as much as I can. Now, a little bit about my disability, because I'll kind of just get into it, is why and what happened and what inspired me to just want to be an advocate. I was born with cerebral palsy. And I had a surgery back when I was 14 years old that left me unable to walk. They had to break both of my hips. They pulled them out of their sockets, put them back into place, and I was in a body cast for about 6 to 8 weeks, unable to move. And then I got that cast taken off. Got another surgery. I got my femur was reconstructed. I had my growth plates scraped out of my legs. My tendons were cut behind my knees, and I was left unable to walk afterwards. But I will say this, that regardless of those circumstances, I think that I've came out on the other side of it, and I've really just, tried to empower others and use not my disability as like, oh, poor me, but like I've always said that the only, disability you can have is a bad attitude. So that's
it?
really my message for sure.
I mean, that's a powerful line, and I think perspective is powerful too, and you do a lot to position that perspective.
Yeah.
Um, so for the streamers out there, who, whether or not it's how they feel physically or where they are at mentally, we all have different times that we feel better than others. Do you feel like that there's any stories or particular circumstances that you can recall that you helped to be part of that person's journey?
I would just say that I've gone, out of my way to just profile a lot of the disabled streamers, and I've seen that it's became a very expansive community.
Mm,
Where I've been able to go into their streams and just see how they are, and like get to know about their disability and their circumstances, and try to get them to, see how I've been able to look at my own circumstances and be like, you know what, don't let this stop you. Let this just be a reason for you to just keep going and know that you have a place on this community, like in this community. And I think like too, it's just they look up to me as an inspiration, and that I hold such in high regard for the simple fact that I know that I'm making a difference, and that's ultimately what I wanted to do.
yeah, that's self-actualization. That's something that people aim for. When you have a goal like that that is so big and ambitious and can positively affect other people, which is what you're doing,
Yeah,
um, you're reaching a form of self-actualization. And man, dude, that's powerful. So congratulations.
yeah.
Uh, we have listed things like goals and things like that. You've already talked about how you've had a, a goal, but it's still in progression. Is there anything else that you haven't announced, or relatively new goals? Things that you've
Um,
set outside the box.
I would say that like one of the short-term goals I have right now is going back to school. I'm going to go ahead and pursue my degree in communications, and just try to get a little bit more into the radio side of things. And also doing some play-by-play announcing as well. That's kind of been something I've been really going hard with for a while. And also, obviously, my athletic endeavors as well. Some of you that don't know, I play wheelchair basketball. I do wheelchair racing. I've done sled hockey. I've done adaptive mixed martial arts. I've done so many things, that have just opened so many doors for me. I actually have a race this weekend. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Well, I would definitely love to talk a little bit more about that. But before we leave school, no pun intended there. Uh, what what was the catalyst, or what got you interested and said, "Hey, I'm going to go back to school"? Because it's a really big decision
I
to
just
decide.
think that I took so much time away from school because I was having some issues with my mental health. And I thought that, it was first and foremost for me to get myself right. I was dealing with a lot of anxiety and a lot of depression and things of that nature. And I think, it was just I just had to really, you know, look at myself in the mirror and get myself back into a place where I was just ready to just go
Yeah.
back and finish. And I think that if there's anything I can say is that like always, you know, use mental health awareness, because I feel like it's very real. It impacts a lot of people in a lot of different ways. A lot of people are not able to maybe talk about it because they don't want to be deemed as weak. But I think that it's very important that if you're starting to feel a certain way, you should vocalize that. So
Absolutely. Having a conversation right now about returning to school, everyone. If you're just now joining, this is Suited Up. It's a show we do every Wednesday at 9. We are joined by our final guest this evening, Mr. Hoops, legendary top badge. Would you say that starting was the hardest part, just going back, that idea, that feeling of dread, like, oh, it's so much work to go back to school? Do you feel like it's been easier than you made in your mind, or were you
no,
fully
I just
prepared and knew what it
feel
was going
like
to be
I'm
like?
ready to just finish. I think that I took enough time off to where I'm like able to just say, all right, let's just go get this done. I'm also going to be pursuing athletics while going to school. I'm going to be playing wheelchair basketball while going to school, well, and racing as well. So it's just going to be all about the balance and just, finally just getting things done. I've been doing this full time for a while, and I love it very much, and I want to continue to keep doing it. But school, I definitely have some outside aspirations, not only in athletics but in my academics as well. So
That's awesome. Let's talk sports. You teased it. You brought up that you've got a race coming up this weekend, and that you do basketball. What's the details, man? What do those things entail?
So, like wheelchair basketball, I've been playing since I was a junior in high school. I've been able to go and do speaking obligations and exhibition games against, NBA players, and I've been able to meet some very, very famous individuals. Play basketball with them. I've played one-on-one actually wheelchair basketball with Carmelo Anthony.
Whoa, I even know that name, and not just the candy bar, like the Carmel. I know the actual athlete.
Yeah,
That's so
so that
cool.
was really cool. I've been able to go and, meet Paralympians from all over the world. I've raced against one of the best wheelchair racers in the world. So, yeah, I mean, I've been able to just have so many opportunities in the sports world. And I think sports is what drives me. And that's why I love this app because of the competitive nature of what the app brings. Battles, auctions, just like when I see somebody down and out and I need to snipe, like, I'm not gonna miss that. So
I, f- I feel like the racing league is like probably really cutthroat, like much more cutthroat than people would expect. Like
yeah,
we
no,
would imagine, at least I would imagine, everyone's just like really happy to be there and like, yeah, teamwork. But does it get a little down and dirty?
oh yeah, like we like bang chairs and we also, I've flipped out of my chair. I've had 4 concussions from, my basketball career since I've played. It's just been like so crazy, and I know that I'm injury prone, but I'm always gonna get back up.
It's like
And
a derby.
I definitely want to say this too. The best thing about me is that you're never gonna have to worry about a seat ever.
Man. All right. This is very funny. I know we've been talking about some app stuff, and I'm just gonna do a one-liner here. We're not gonna go into any details. You already know what I'm teeing up.
Yeah,
But the last time you were on, you talked about finding the love of your life and doing
yeah.
things like that. Now, I got a rumor from the source, and this is all I'm gonna say, and this is all we have to say about it, is that you got your eye on somebody.
For sure.
Man,
Just leave it.
that's so cute.
Just leave
And I
it.
have so many questions, but we're not.
But you know what? At the end of the day, we're just gonna keep progressing, and you never know what'll happen. You never know what the future holds.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
true. And I love the optimism there with it because life is
And you know
perspective, like you
what?
said.
I listen. If there's one thing that I want more than anything, is I want somebody to share the parking pass with. I've been doing it alone for so long. Sorry.
See, am I allowed to laugh? Like, is that like the catch you? Like, you make the joke, I laugh, and they're like, what's funny about that, Chris?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Well, now the vibe is coasting. This hoops, he's got a lot of things going on. Search for the star, racing, casually falling in love, everyday things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hoops, here's my big burning question.
What's up?
And I swear if you break my heart, hoops,
What's going
you
on?
go on a playlist?
I'll be there.
Let's go. My neighbor's concerned now. Let's go.
I'll be there.
I'm
excited.
so excited, dude.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna meet you
A long
after
time.
like 3 years.
I know, dude. I'm so excited, and I
This
can't
is
wait to
so
just meet
exciting,
all these
bro.
amazing people that I've met along the way. And like, I'm hoping that we can all just vibe and just have a good time. I just can't wait to see what it's all about. I really have kind of been branching out on other outlets as well, and maybe meeting some of my favorite TikTokers, YouTubers, and things of that nature. That's gonna be really
There's a
cool.
ton of that. There is a ton of that at playlist.
Yeah,
I think what you can look forward to is for sure a core memory. So like I call them core memories. Those are things that you can reference like on a dime where like it's such a significant or there was so much that was memorable that you can just access it. Playlist is definitely that type of experience because you getting to connect and see those people that you've built up relationships with virtually over years even it it's a significant moment.
yeah.
So
I feel like it's a different encounter. Obviously, we are on our phones and we interact through our phones, but in person, it's going to be really cool to just have that interpersonal connection and just really get to vibe with these people that we've been vibing with since like who knows when this even started. But like it's crazy that we just are able to
Absolutely.
have that community and that like closeness and really have real meaningful friendships, relationships, and things of that nature. So I'm excited, man. I really, really am. And hopefully there's a basketball court there because yeah.
There's not.
Well, all right.
I, I'm so, I'm so sorry. But there is a really big pool, and there
Well,
there's two bars.
I'll tell you what. It's gonna. All right. So me swimming, it's gonna look like a train wreck. So, um,
Okay, well we
I
won't
I
do
need a
that.
designated lifeguard, literally, because I can't swim.
Well, swimming's
Wait,
overrated. There's
wait. You
hypothetically
actually
sharks.
know that I can walk in the water? Does that make me Jesus?
Really? Like you can like walk in water
Yeah.
because of the weight distribution.
Yeah.
Wow,
I know, crazy, right?
that's pretty cool.
I know. But
So
it does help with like my legs and like therapeutic um you know um purposes as well. I also
yeah,
can handstand as well.
you can handstand.
Yeah, in the water.
I would hoops. If you had not told me that, and we were at playlist, and I saw you do a handstand, I would question reality. Like it would have been like a very difficult moment for my brain to process seeing you go from wheelchair to doing handstand and standing up. Like it just would
Right.
have been a lot to
You
process.
want to know what I want to do? Like when it's my last day of streaming here on the app, I think I just want to get up and just say, like, I want to just walk away. I want to just walk away from the screen and say thank you and close the app forever.
And so many people would be hurt. They'd be so hurt. Hoops, we're running short on time now, man. I could talk to you forever. Is there anything that you want to plug, talk about before we go?
Obviously, Search for the Stars every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. We also have an auction on Friday. I'm in Joe with the G's auction this Friday. That's going to be a lot of fun. Um, but yeah, no other events coming up app related, but I do have my race this weekend. Wish me luck. It's a 5K. It's going to be hot, so
Is
I'm.
it is the race exclusive to wheelchair or is it both?
There's runners and
There's
wheelchairs.
runners too. Do you have like a specific bracket or like category? I don't know
Yeah,
if there's
there's a wheelchair division, and then there's obviously the
very cool. Before you go then, because I'm very interested in this. Are you competitive in that then? Like, do you
yeah.
compete to see?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've done so I did a back in 2012 I did a challenge where I had to finish a 9.3 mile race in a standard chair um in under 2 hours and 15 minutes to win a racing wheelchair, which you guys have probably seen them on TV. Um and I was able to do it in 1 hour and 42 minutes. And now I have my own racing chair and I have a lot of my own equipment that was given to me by just
Bro, are
accomplishing.
you like low key jacked? Like you like
Yeah,
just
yeah,
ripped?
my upper body is insane.
he's like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for
Just
sure.
like you're gonna roll in, dude. Just like be like over there, and just your shirt's just gonna yeah. Crazy. Okay. All right, we're going over our time. This is Hoops. Hit the favorite button otherwise he'll flex on you literally, and his arms
Yeah,
are huge.
thank
We
you
just
so
found
much
out.
for having me again on the show. Big shout out to all the gifters and everybody that contributed. I've seen all the gifts. I appreciate them, and I hope everybody has a good rest of their night. Stay lit, and bye, Chris.
Much love, man. The one, the
Search
only
for the
Mr.
Stars
Hoops.
every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Welcome to Suit It Up. This is a show we do every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We were joined by three fantastic guests this evening. We were joined by Culinary Plus, who told us about his adventures at Busch Gardens and how he can make a mean liver. We were joined by our guy Rican, who's looking for love and slinging Yu-Gi-Oh cards and making sense of it all at the same time. And we were just joined by Hoops, who we found out is very ripped. He's super jacked. Those are all the things that I learned today. I don't know about you. Let us know in the comments what you learned today. If you have any interest in being on the show, please go ahead and shoot a message to myself. You can click my name up there at the top. It'll bring up a link to my Instagram directly. You can send me a message there. You can also give a message to shout out Ari or Skylight. She goes by Sky now. Apparently, she went as like Prince and did a name change. Each of them help with the bookings, which is very cool. Thank you so much for that. Also, big news. Our band came up with a name. We finally have a name. If you want to be a part of the name reveal and you want to be a part of the launch of our first single coming up, make sure that you go to the top, click my name, hit that Instagram and hit follow. That way you can learn some more about what's going on there. I will be at Playlist Live. I promote this and talk about it each and every single week. But if you have not made your playlist plans, please start to do it. What we do every week on the rundown, and by we, I mean me preaching about it, playlist is a really big deal. It's a lot of fun. And if it's just a matter of you being lazy and not planning it, like totally understand. If there's like financial decisions that have to be made, totally get that. But if you're just a person who's chilling, like, hey, you know, I'll get to it when I get to it, please don't do that. Because I've seen it happen multiple times. I've gone to multiple playlists. Every single time, people wait till that last moment, and then the FOMO sets in really deep. Playlist is a very special experience. You will leave with guaranteed memories, and it'd be so exciting to meet you there. That's my time, everyone. Again, thank you so much to Culinary Plus, Rican, and Hoops. A special thank you to you and to our top 10 gifters this evening. That's Alex Z. That's Moody, Andrew, Vibrants. Their rants are just a vibe. Tarikan, we have Tilla, new top badge. Tilla, what are you doing, man? Come to the rundown on Friday, Tilla. You got to get your top badge announcement. We've got Pachanga's Low. We have Cowboy Man's Jay, just Jay, that is. A man with the auction on the 720, Masterpiece 808, Krabby, and our number one gifter sneaking in, just like, hey, by the way, give me your number one gifter today. Good listener. Thank you so much, good listener. Really do appreciate you. As always, everyone, my name's Chris Casper. I look forward to connecting with you on Friday over the rundown, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't make that, next week, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here